So we're here with my client Ethan.
Hello,
Ethan,
hello, how you going?
So Ethan's been working with us for just 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah, just about 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months, bro. Tell us about the transformation because it's been crazy.
The transformation has been truly remarkable, man. Honestly, like speaking in this perspective now compared to 4 or 5 months ago when we were truly spoken beforehand in a previous YouTube video, I can't believe it. Like honestly, the transition that we've had and also being able to have the opportunities that I've got now where I've gone up on stage at the Barber Expo for Barbers and I've been able to be up on the main stage and representing a brand and not only starting up my mentorship program, which is also a dream of mine.
Yeah, bro. Take us through the whole Expo for Barbers main stage, bro. Because I know that was a big goal of yours. So how did that feel actually achieving that?
At the time, I didn't expect to be going up on stage during that period. I thought I was just going to be up on the little small stage at the MRD stand, and then I got recognized by one of the big barbers that actually won the barber competition 2 years in a row, and he recognized me as a barber that was willing to have the opportunity to go up on stage and represent the brand and myself truly. So it was a dream come true, and I was speaking to a week prior saying how it would be such a dream to go up on the main stage at the Expo for Barbers and when it would be my turn to do it. And then it happened. So I was like, I didn't even expect it, man. It just came out of the blue, but I guess opportunity came and I took charge.
Yeah, that's it, man. There's so many opportunities out waiting for you. It's just whether you're ready to grab it or not. And honestly, I think, as you said, like you got recognized, and I don't think that would have been possible if you didn't stay consistent with the posting and stay consistent posting with intention and following the content system. So I'm so glad that you got that opportunity and you took it because, as you said, bro, like it's been one of your goals for forever, really. Yeah.
Yeah, it has been for sure, man. And then I couldn't have done it without you, obviously, keeping up with the consistent posting and being recognized. Because otherwise, maybe that was perhaps the reason that he did want to just put me up on the main stage. He's seen that the camera was out. He's seen that we were making the effort. And he's seen that I was young and I was inspiring. So that he was open to give me the opportunity to even go up on the main stage. So I'm forever grateful for the opportunities, man.
Nah, you killed it, bro. You killed it. So let's just address the elephant in the room. So we're not in like a podcast studio or anything. I'm in the barber chair.
You're getting a haircut, mate.
Yeah. So honestly, I don't know what I want. I just want this like a little bit of a tidy up. So obviously, people know now, and I've always known since I've been coming to you that you're the expert, man, and you know what's best for me. So I'm just gonna let you kind of take charge and do what you think's best for it.
Yeah, of course, man. Obviously, if you want to maintain a longer style at the moment, I wouldn't say we actually really cut too much in terms of the length. In terms of just laying the foundation, just so it can grow into a nicer style, I think that's the most important part of growing your hair out, where people think that it isn't just about getting haircuts and just fully growing it out. Sometimes just setting a nice foundation just so we can have a nicer knee over time, just so it doesn't get out of hand. So we can honestly just clean up the edges and just make it all nice and tidy. And I'll just clean up near the bottom and just kind of keeping that flow towards the back as it tends to get a bit out of hand towards the back, obviously as the curls kind of protrude out a bit more. So we'll just give it an overall nice little tidy up, man, nothing too major. Sometimes people think a haircut's a big transformation, but sometimes it could just be just a tidy up.
Yeah, bro, you're the boss. You got it, bro. You got it.
We'll do it. We'll get into it.
Sweet. So, bro, obviously we've worked together for a few months now. So, just kind of tell everyone, like, before we did start working, like, what were some of the problems that you were facing?
Before we started working, a lot of the problems I was facing, just in terms of my content to begin with, was actually having the time and the ideas to even make the content, and I was pretty stuck where a lot of my videos were just pretty boring, where I was just filming the end result where there was no really process the client was able to even see, where sometimes I'd feel like it was a really good conversation or it was a really good opportunity where I could have recorded the haircut or the end result, but it just wasn't done in the right manner. And it was also hard to have respect as a barber in this industry where I always wanted to be more than just someone that sits behind the chair 10 to 15 hours a day. So I wanted to become something more than that and be able to use my education and my knowledge to share it with the next generation of barbers. And obviously through content, that's what we've achieved.
Yeah, man, and I'm so glad that we got to achieve that for you. And obviously, the job's not done, and you got a while to go. But like, bro, like you've killed it from the time that we started working together. I realized straight away that like skill was never the issue for you. Like even though like what you said was true, like you were posting just like the final haircut, it wasn't really doing much for your audience. Like you could even see then like your actual technical ability was nothing wrong with it. And a lot of barbers, I feel like they put themselves down and say like, once I know how to do this, or once I learn from this person, like I'll be ready to start teaching other people and start to build my personal brand. But it's really not the case. Like a lot of barbers put themselves down and kind of downplay what they already know. And I feel like it was kind of the case for you. Like you came to me and you weren't sure about certain things about whether you should be starting yet. And it was kind of just like solidifying for you that skill wasn't your issue. You had that, and it was just about bringing that out and making sure other people knew that too. So was there a time when we started when you realized that, skill was never the issue?
Yeah, I did find that skill was never the issue where I always felt like I didn't know how to cut hair and achieve the best final results for my clients. And in terms of showing people the best results was more my issue. So I always knew that skill wasn't the issue for me. It was being able to show off that skill that I had.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like you can have the best product ever, but if you don't market it properly, like no one's gonna know about it.
100%.
What's the point of having the best product? So honestly, like I'm honestly curious as well. Like, why did you decide to seek outside help? Like, why not just do it yourself, man?
The reason I seeked help and I didn't do it myself was truly based on the time and ability that I had to even be able to do the content. And obviously time's a big factor that I do preach day to day. I had that ability to actually gain that time back and use it towards stuff that I wanted to do furthermore in this art where I didn't have the time originally to do so. And now that I have traded money for time, it's given me the ability to do things that I could have never done before.
Yeah, so it's just allowed you more time to actually focus on getting to those goals where you would have neglected otherwise if it wasn't for, delegating your content and kind of letting me handle all of that. Because I feel like some barbers, I feel like most barbers I've come across have bigger goals than just being the person that cuts hair. So, but they never really pursue it because they're too busy. Stuff gets in the way, life gets in the way, and sometimes it's just they make excuses themselves. And I feel like I commend you for actually seeking outside help because, as you would know all too well, like barbering is a very like ego-driven industry as well. So no, you've done the right thing, and obviously you're reaping the rewards now, bro. So I'm happy for you.
Appreciate it, man. And I can definitely agree with you. You've definitely got it spot on where barbering is definitely a big ego industry where a lot of people may not even say that they've got an ego, but it still does linger 100% of the time where people just think it's constant competition where it's always healthy to have competition within this trade. That's what keeps you driven. But at the same time, it's the factor of not even letting yourself seek past it's not letting yourself seek past the potential that you may be able to push. But just because you've got the ego in place, you're never going to really obtain the life that you want.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, man. Like, you can't let ego get in the way of, as you said, living the life that you actually want because, that even the richest people, most successful people in the world, they're seeking help all the time. They can't do it all by themselves. So, yeah, so you really made the right step in the right direction. And obviously, as I said, you're reaping the rewards. So proud of you, bro, for that.
I appreciate it, man. I'm definitely proud of you as well, man. A lot of people have come to me and said, with Popcorn Productions, like, what's he all about? Not to make it all about you as well, but I know at the same time, when you got to give credit when credit is due, you know, you've gone through a process that I'm also proud as a person to see, and I can drop any ego, and we can give her the praise as well, where you've done the work and you've done all the effort and all the hard yards where people don't see. So a lot of credit is towards you as well. People don't understand the value of what it is. Yes, all the content is going on my page and it's getting me all the insights and all the value. But when credit is due, man, you got to give it to you as well. You've definitely pushed me to limits that I probably didn't even believe that I could even reach, you know. And even like the time that I was scared to go up on the main stage at Barber Expo for Barbers, like I can't believe that I was honestly considering not even going up on the stage.
That was never an option, bro.
And you pushed me. If you gave me that full option and you probably weren't there, I don't think I would have even gone up. Just like out of my own like self-doubt, like just being scared to even go up there and how confronting it was, because it's a big dream of mine, but it kind of hit me without even like any preparation. I know I was legit like a day before, I was having a script, almost just going day and night in the shower, wherever I was, running through a script, really planning it. But I guess the best opportunities come when you least expect it, you know?
Yeah, bro, and I appreciate all the kind words, bro. And honestly, like you said that like you got to take the opportunities when it's there, and I feel like a lot of people would have seen you on the main stage, and you're only 19, and they would have maybe thought like, oh, maybe you got lucky, maybe you just right spot, right time. But honestly, you have to, in order to quote unquote be lucky, you got to show up every day. And if you show up every day, then you will never miss a chance to be lucky. And some people don't understand that. So it's honestly just a credit to you, and you obviously putting the work alongside me, because obviously I can push you as hard as I can, but I always liken it to the gym, bro. Like I can give you the best facilities, I can give you all the meal plans, but at the end of the day, like you're the one putting in the work. It's not up to me to put in the work. I can do everything on my side, but it's up to you if you want to grow. And I feel like you've done that. And obviously, yeah, you got to live out one of your dreams, man. I'm so happy that you did. But honestly, I want to take it all the way back. So honestly, like, because we talk about all your successes and what it's been like, and it's honestly been crazy. But talk us through like that period of your life where you kind of realized that maybe you weren't heading in the right direction, like you're cutting all day and you weren't really making progress to the goals that actually mattered to you. Like, how frustrating did that actually feel?
It was honestly the most frustrating thing I could have imagined, where I wanted to put myself out there and I wanted to have a bit more value within this industry, and I just couldn't. And knowing that no matter what I did, or even if I took an hour or two out of my day to even try to film content and put myself out there, the process behind that of editing videos and having to script it and clients laughing and not taking myself seriously, because the videos that we do now, a lot of clients respect coming in and they almost look forward to it, I find, where some people like say yes with the click straight away, where we don't even have to ask them twice and they want to do it. So I feel like even though I've learned a lot, I feel like a lot of clients have learned about me more so, where I could speak to them week in, week out, and they've just learned a whole nother side of me, and they've actually started respecting me more. And clients are looking forward to the videos. They're always, hey, I'm always keeping up with your page, or I'm waiting for the next video. And when I wasn't seeing growth when I did post these videos, I was almost in denial that it couldn't have worked. If I wasn't getting the engagement that I wanted and the respect I wanted behind those videos, then I just thought content was never for me, and maybe you would just have to get lucky in the game. And obviously that wasn't the case. It's obviously about how you show up and your professionality in this industry, where I was filming video as I was just in like tech fleece, for an example, like I can't believe I even used to cut hair in that. Like, it's hard to believe now, obviously seeing the change and the growth that we've had, but I guess how I showed up was a big part of it, and clients didn't respect me for even trying to make the content. But now they can see a big boy camera and they're like, all right, it means business now, we're talking a bit more business. So I guess sometimes it's just whatever the clients see with their eyes. At first glance, that's what matters, and that's what's going to go through their head. Where they see that you're showing up as a professional, they're showing that you're more authority based now, they can start to respect you more, and they want to tag along for the journey, I find, where people are sticking along and they're more honored to come to me instead of I'm more honored to cut their hair. So I feel like there's a bit of a difference now, and I'm starting to see a bit more of a growth in that side of things as well.
Yeah, of course, man. And it's always how you show up, man. You've preached that from day one. And it's one of the things that stood out to me most when you approached me. It was you already show up like a professional. It just wasn't showing. Like no one knew that. You already were talking to me like a professional, like you've been in the game for 20 years. But honestly, yeah, as you said, like your appearance, like the Nike Tech fleece, like you just didn't know how to show it. And I feel like working with you, it's been honestly crazy to see that come out of you and just yeah, bring the best out of you so you can bring the best experience for your clients. And you can just see it like on their faces when they come in. Like it's a whole different experience than what it was before you started working on your personal brand because like you said, they take you so much more seriously and they respect you as a business and it's not just like another barber cutting from home, you know what I mean?
100%, man. You hit it spot on. Like I can guarantee that everything you just said, it's 100% true, and that's exactly like the way I felt and the way things were set out. Where obviously I appreciate that you got to see that I was a professional in my art and I could almost speak with like I had a lot of experience. But like you said, and I can stick by it, if you're not showing that, then what value do you really bring, within your content and just your industry yourself, your work, which you mainly do day to day. So yeah, you've hit it spot on.
Yeah, and like you said that like clients actually look forward to the videos and I feel like that's not a testament to obviously you being good at what you do because you are, but it's not just that. It's them investing into you as a person now because you've shown that other side to you and you've really shown your true self through your content. I feel like that's the power. That's the real power of it. And it's honestly changed the whole scale of your business, and I've seen it happen. And I'm really glad that we've been able to do that for you. So, like looking back at when stuff wasn't converting, and as you said, you thought content wasn't for you. What was the moment when you knew that something had to change for you?
When I got comfortable, I knew that I had to get something out of my comfort zone, and I just felt like I was always aspiring for more. And that's when laziness, I noticed, started to happen, and I started procrastinating in my own job. And I just thought that a simple 10 to 15 hour days and 60-hour weeks was normal. And I thought it was just going to have to be for the rest of my life, where I started to look at barbers above me, and they started reaching the time where they were getting married or having kids. They had to sacrifice their time and earnings just to be around. And I realized as soon as it hit that period in my life, I knew that there was no turning back and there's no scaling from there. So I knew that my commitments right now are 100% into this industry. And before anything else pops up, I just want to make sure that I've scaled myself as high as possible. So when it does come time of me settling down and going to the normal family man, I can have some time back and be able to spend it on the things that really truly matter also in this life. Having that good overall balance is so important for me, and that's something that I do very much preach all the time.
Yeah, bro. Like, that's really crazy that you're like thinking about, like you've seen obviously in your industry, like other barbers get caught in the trap of, working those long hours, especially when they have a family. And yeah, I mean, it would be tough, like not being able to spend as much time as they'd like with their kids. And like that's the importance of investing in yourself early so that you can actually reach those goals and achieve that balanced lifestyle as you preach. And it's honestly crazy to think that, like you're on your way to achieve that. Like how does that actually feel? Does it like give you some like almost relief that you've done this so early and you're going to be able to achieve that?
Yeah, 100%. It's given me hope. If hope is the big thing, I can truly just answer to that question where I believe it can happen. Like I can see where it's going, and it may not have happened yet, but it's going to the point where it's just constantly going up, and it's just on a good incline. So I don't want to stop this whole system that we've got going, and it's more of a movement for myself where I feel like we're making a difference, we're making a change, not only for the people around us, making a difference for ourselves. So it's given me a lot of hope, knowing that it most likely can guarantee it will be the case when I do reach that point in life where I do want to settle down and maybe back off within the industry a bit more and appreciate the things around me that the industry has given me. Not stepping away from the industry and taking granted for what it is, but being able to use the stuff that it's given me and given the opportunities to go live a life that I truly admire.
Yeah, man, that's so cool, man. Honestly, but like obviously, there's always limiting beliefs, and everyone gets in their own head about the initial investment in themselves and whether they can actually like a lot of the time they do say they believe they can achieve what they want, but the first step's always the hardest to take, and I know you know that, and I know that. So, what actually got you to join? Because there's obviously thousands of people that offer content services and stuff like that. But obviously, what I offer is a bit different to that. It's like almost a mentorship at this point where like it's one on one and it's different. But like honestly, what stood out for you to actually join the program and actually join Popcorn Productions?
Well, I can answer that spot on pretty much for you, man. It was your mindset, and I knew that we had a like-minded, we had a very, we had a very alike mindset, and I knew that if two people can almost be agree and on par with everything moving forward, there was no stopping you. There was no stopping us. So I truly knew straight away it was how you show up and how you preached it, and I understood your passion and what you had, and I understood your passion that you had for this industry and that how much you were willing to invest into the person. That's what stood out most to me, and I knew that you out of the rest would have been the best person for me.
No, I appreciate that.
No
Honestly,
worries, mate.
honestly,
Bit wholesome, huh?
no, honestly, like I feel like it's the most important thing. Like a lot of people that work within my industry, they always forget to invest back into the person that invested into them, and actually they forget about the results that they're supposed to be getting the client. It's always like it's not to shit on anyone in particular, but like I can think of 5, 6, 7 people that that would just throw systems and deliverables in the client's face and like just treat them like another number, another name in their system, and it's just honestly baffling to me because your your client just invested into you. Like, why aren't you investing back into your client? So it's honestly, I take it personally. Like when someone decides to invest into me, that I need to do everything in my power to get the best results for them and do the best things by them. Um, so it's been great working with you, and honestly, there's crazy stuff that we've got coming up. So I'm excited to see how that pans out. But yeah, like obviously, like we've talked about your journey a lot, and within 45 days, you did land that brand ambassadorship. You represented them at obviously the biggest barber expo in Australia. So I know we talked about it a little bit, but honestly, I want to deep dive it just a little bit more. Like, what was actually going through your head when they asked you to go up on that main stage?
What was going through my head at the initial time? I'll start off when I first got asked. When I first got asked, it was more of, I went blank. To be honest with you, I didn't even see my vision, you know? Like, imagine me asking to imagine 5 minutes from now. I couldn't really see it. And then as soon as I was about to get up on that stage, I seen it and I knew what I had to do as a barber myself. And I knew I had to step up and make a sacrifice that I wouldn't never usually have done previously before I started content with you, where I was willing to get out of my comfort zone and make that next step within my journey. And I was pretty nervous, to be honest with you, but I knew that it was my time, and I knew if I didn't counter on this opportunity, other opportunities may have never came. So I knew I had to bounce in at 100% and just take it for what it was, you know. And I looked into the crowd, and as soon as I seen some younger individuals and younger barbers aspiring and looking up towards me, that's when I put myself into their shoes and how I was when I was 13 years old starting off, where they were almost younger. They were, I believe, 10, 11 years old, and they were looking up at me, asking me questions. It was a big, big relief for me where I could see someone that was in my shoes X amount of years ago, where I felt like I needed to step up and be the person they needed most and step up and be the person that I wish I had when I was their age.
Yeah, bro, honestly, and like we've talked about a lot of like your obviously like physical achievements, but like what I've and like the physical journey of like everything, but honestly what I've seen to be like one of the biggest progressions while working with you is the internal progression of your confidence. Like honestly, when we first started working together, like you were scared of being on camera, bro. You
I
were
was too,
scared.
man. I
Like,
was too. I'll give you that. I was.
yeah, and it's honestly just like only a few months ago you were scared to be on camera, and then you got more comfortable, you got more confident. Then it was speaking on camera that you were scared of, and you got more confident as we kept on going. And then I honestly believe that if you just got asked to be on that main stage before we started working together, you would have said no because the confidence wasn't there. But being on camera and actually putting those reps in every time we worked, and like I've seen the progression, and then that's what led you to say yes on that main stage. I honestly believe that. So yeah, from someone who was scared talking in front of a camera to now being on stage and talking in front of a crowd and educating, it's just been honestly incredible to see. Like, how does that feel when like just I laid it down like that? Like the progression, like how has it been for you?
It was baffling for me that I was even thinking about turning down the offer, and the confidence growth is something very big that I have seen, and simply what you've explained, I can just turn it down to one word, and it's simple exposure. Being around the camera, having it there in front of your face and constantly being around you gave me the confidence, and I was able to speak to a camera directly without even having to overthink it twice. So just constant exposure and being around it. And that comes with consistency as well, you know. We can't just do one shoot every 6 months and expect that I'm gonna be comfortable with the camera. You coming out week in, week out, month by month, and always being consistently behind the camera and putting me into positions and obviously ideating content for myself that I might not even have thought that it could just increase and boost my confidence straight away. So simple just exposure is probably the best word I can kind of give you.
Yeah, man. Honestly, like the people that have been in front of the camera, like even myself, like it's always difficult when you start, but it's like just like anything. Like when once you put the reps in, like, it just becomes second nature, and I've really seen that with you. And yeah, and I'm really excited that it's actually bled, that confidence has bled into your own work, I feel like you talked about how you've shown up as a professional more since we've been working together, and I feel like obviously now that you're building your own mentorship, as you touched on earlier, like something I would imagine that felt unrealistic before we started working together. What does that actually mean to you personally? Because I feel like you obviously need confidence, a lot of confidence to be able to teach people. So what has that, what does that mean to you personally? That something that you thought was unrealistic and almost like a pipe dream at the start of our journey, now that you're actually getting to achieve that, what does that mean to you, man?
Honestly, it means the world because this is what I feel like God has given me in terms of opportunity and my fulfilling in life. So believing that it's what I'm destined to do is almost like the best feeling because I've always said that I started this industry and I started barbering was strictly not based on the being able to give a people a haircut. It's the result in what a haircut can do to a person. Where I always felt the best when I filled other people's buckets, and just knowing that a simple smile on their face can fill my bucket back, and that's all I needed. And if it's just a smile and just the lowest of lows, then imagine the highest of highs. So, and now I'm starting to receive the highest of highs, and it's even better of a feeling. So it means truly the world to me, and this is who I am. I've created Eclipse for being me. It's my own self, it's my own value, and being able to offer me as a person and being able to mentor people just is the best thing that I could imagine. So having that around and being around and having that around and being able to have the opportunity to help the next generation of barbers and just helping people in general is it's truly remarkable, man. I could speak on for days and days about this, man, but honestly, it's the best feeling overall.
Yeah, man. And obviously you talk about like mentoring the next generation of barbers, which is what you're going to do, man. So honestly, like speaking directly to another barber, what would you tell them? Like, what what does not investing in their personal brand gonna cost them in the long run? Because obviously you have, and you've seen the opportunities it's afforded you. So not even like in terms of money, like what is it gonna cost them not to invest in their personal brand?
Well, I'll give you that answer. It strictly depends on the person as well, man. If they're not aspiring to be much and they're just happy to be comfortable and just work day to day, night to night, then they're not losing much. But if they've got goals and ambitions and they want to achieve a lifestyle and they want to have that balanced lifestyle that I do preach, and they want to have opportunities like never before, then that's what it's costing them. It's costing them their goals and ambitions, and it's costing their own self, where they're gonna let themselves down. So it's more than just money. It's more than just time. It's themselves. So you're costing your reputation and your place in this earth. You know, the reason why you're here. And if you've got all the skills and you've got all the education and you've got all the knowledge, and you're not giving that out to people, then what is it? You serve no purpose. So it's your purpose and your value that you're sacrificing.
Yeah, man. And I honestly couldn't agree with you more. Obviously, like seeing everything that you've achieved and everything that the personal brand has afforded you, like it's honestly crazy to think like you would have missed so many opportunities if you didn't begin when you did start. So um, honestly, it's just like props to you for actually putting your hand up, saying you need outside help and investing in yourself, taking yourself seriously as a business. Because it's easier said than done. I'll tell you that much. But for a barber that might be sitting on the fence right now for investing in their personal brand, not sure maybe they'll work as you were at the start or scared to spend the money, like what would you tell them?
I always said, and like we touched on earlier on in this video, that trading money to get your time back, it's worth the investment. You know, at the end of the day, that time that you have back, that you've traded money for, you can make more money. Like either way, it's a win and a win. You know, you've spent money to get that money back, also. So, and you're also serving a purpose now when you've invested. So sometimes you gotta look past the money side. You gotta look past of just scaling and trying to have as much numbers in the account. And obviously that comes with ego. A lot of people like showing it off. It's sacrifices that you're willing to make, not having to make, willing to make. There's a difference. And a lot of the times where you like to reference in the gym, I'm having to go to the gym where I'm willing to go to the gym. It's you know, you're willing to put those reps in, you know, it's like lifting and constantly doing the same things every day. It's not that you're having to do it. It's because you're willing to do it and willing to reach the goals that you want to achieve. So it's a no-brainer why you wouldn't.
Yeah, and yeah, as you said, like it honestly just comes down to the person of like, do you actually want to achieve your goals? Are you willing to put the reps in and do the work to achieve it? Because not everyone is. Like as you said, like it's easier to get comfortable, and it can happen to anyone, honestly. So, um, like obviously, like it's okay to be on the fence and scared of the investment, but just tell someone that maybe might be on the fence as well. Like, what was your first impressions of actually joining the program?
First impressions, obviously, I didn't originally know where it was going to go. Obviously, I couldn't see months worth of content and I didn't have it all in a portfolio because you ideated the content for me. You broke down how I was as a person. So obviously you could see at the start that I was a bit more in my own shell where, yes, I was a very out there person, but stepping in front of a camera, I wasn't very confident. So you didn't just first thing, first serve, just get me in front of a camera and get me to start talking. You let me ease into it and it gave me that comfortability in front of that camera over time where initially we just started off with simple content and simple edits that got my face out there. And once people started to recognize who I was and I started to show up more as a professional, then kind of drop in that big bomb of a consultation and me speaking in front of a camera, people were like, oh, who's this guy? Like wow, like, geez, this guy's out there, like, wow. So originally I kind of went into it pretty blindly and I trusted you. And like I said before, it was your mindset that I also trusted, knowing that you were willing to invest into me more than I was willing to invest into myself at the time. So now that we've been able to sacrifice and invest into each other, the results were there. So it was a no-brainer. And yeah, I wasn't really sure of where it was going to go, but I had that faith, and faith is the only true thing that you could honestly have in an industry like this, where you just gotta believe, fake it till you make it kind of style. And eventually we got this to the point where I wanted to do all these mentorships things, and I wanted to be able to serve value and a purpose. And over time, by just doing the reps, I now serve a value and purpose in my industry.
Yeah, man. And it's been crazy to see the journey, bro. Honestly, it's my obligation to invest back into you. And it's, as I've touched on before, it's something that a lot of other content agencies miss. A lot of the time, it's easy to get caught up in the managing all your clients and all that, but it's a disservice to the client to not invest back into them. And I feel like not to pump me up a bit, I feel like it's what I do best. Like it's honestly all about the investment back into the client, and it's also a two-way street. Like as we talked about the gym reference, but I I can do everything and all I can from my end, but honestly, having someone like yourself that is willing to put in the work alongside me, that's who I built this program for. Not for someone who wants everything done for them, because that's just not possible with content. Obviously, I'm not the one on camera. I'm not the one building my personal brand. It's you. It's honestly, it doesn't work unless you want to put in the work as well. So obviously, if you're a barber that has goals, aspirations, don't know the clear path to get there, what would you tell that person?
A lot of barbers out there, I feel like they think, all right, yeah, I'm gonna pay someone to do work, and I'm gonna get a video agent, and he's gonna ideate all my content. He's gonna do everything for me. It's not all about that. Like you said, you could do all the work on your side, but if you haven't got someone that's willing to match the other side of it, and it's a 50-50 block where you both got to be putting the same amount of effort into each other to get the best results. So if you're giving 70%, they're only giving 30%. They're only really getting 30% of what they truly can. And obviously you're the other half. So if it's not meeting in the middle, you're never really going to get the best results.
Yeah, exactly right, man. It's your personal brand, and it's all about, if I've done my job right, it's making it personal to you. And obviously, I can't go inside your brain and see what you're thinking and what you're like. It's up to you to show me that so I can make it as personal to you as possible. Because at the end of the day, like, your personal brand is what you make it. I can provide you all these systems and frameworks and educate you as much as I can, but it's what you make it, because it's your personal brand. Honestly, about showing off what's unique to you through your content, and that's how you stand out, and that's how I believe we've gotten the best results for you.
Spot on, man. You couldn't have said it better. And you got to meet eye to eye and face to face, and just showing up. And it's about you, and that's the most important part. You got to make it about yourself. Sometimes you got to, not in terms of greediness. you got to know your goals and aspirations. So if it's your goal to become an individual that's willing to mentor, and in this case, what I'm trying to do, and give some other people value, I gotta have value within myself versus I can't have that ego and just think, yeah, I've been cutting hair for X amount of time, I can start teaching, I can sell a course. It's not all about that. It's not about that I've been in the industry for how long. I've seen barbers go out there in their first year to 2 years and make something of value what other barbers 10, 20 years in the industry haven't even done or haven't even touched base on. So it's not terms of time. It's strictly just your value and what you're willing to sacrifice and put on the table. And obviously you can meet eye to eye and you can help people out of all kinds, where if someone's 10 years in the industry or 1 year in the industry, it's strictly, you can't get results if you don't see eye to eye.
That's it, man. And like, obviously, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to film this for me. But
Nah, of course I know you need a bit of a tidy up. I know you love a cheeky haircut.
Yeah, you got me clean, bro. But I guess we'll leave it at, like, obviously we made a video before and people are interested in what's next for you. So honestly, what does the next 6 months look like for Eclipse and Ethan? What do you want to achieve, man?
Jeez, you put me on the spot here, man. You're putting me on the spot. Nah, the next 6 months, it's gonna come and consist of just me dialing in and focusing on the things that I've started, and I'll be focusing on the mentorship program and focusing bettering myself and scaling myself as an individual in this industry, just so I can offer the best quality service and just so I can offer the best quality service to not only my clients, but the people that are willing to invest into me. So it will be focusing on just the mentorship, man, and being able to inspire and help out the people and be someone for the people that I wish I had at their stage in their careers. So just putting myself into their shoes and empathizing with them and being an individual that they can look up to. That's what I'll work on the next 6 months, man. Truly making a name for myself and making a statement.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Thank you, bro.
I'll dap you up. We'll quickly to the cake. That's chill. Thank
Don't
you,
worry,
man.
mate. That's it. We got it.